ready for a wild ride? It's Park Talk Radio. D&B taking shots with hot takes as their ammo. We're talking theme parks, news updates, rides and more. Hold on tight, cause we're about to soar. Talking park, we won't hold back, we're letting it all out. Talking park, get your ears ready, cause we're gonna shout. We'll dive into the ride, some anecdotes, and all the fun. No filter here, just two guys trying to be number one.
Oh, hope you're all nursing that hangover from episode 21, Spectacular Celebration. It's episode 22 and it all goes downhill from that high peak of turning 21. It's Park Talk Radio with Bill here. We got an jam-packed episode that may feel a little flighty, a little speedy, but we got the news and we want to talk about it with you. And I want to talk to you about it with my good friend, your co-host, Dave. How you doing?
You yell barracuda, everybody says, huh? What? You yell shark, and we've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
Absolutely, indeed. We're recording Friday. I can't even fucking remember what day it is. Friday, June 28th. Friday before 4th of July, and you better close those beaches. God damn it, Mayor. You're putting lives at risk.
Mayor Vaughn, he's even more of a cocksucker in the book.
No, the book is wild. Mayor Vaughn, true ultimate evil, one of the most evil characters in media, I would say. He just lets
He
kids
is the
die.
true villain.
Lets kids die. Yeah, a shark was nothing but a force of nature. Mayor Vaughn, cocksucker. You just want people to die. Richard Dreyfuss' character, Matt Hooper, lives on the island.
Worst person.
Lives on the island having an affair with Brody's wife.
Worst person in the whole book.
Oh.
Worst person in the whole book. Fun fact, real quick, while we touch on that, since it is the 4th of July, in the book, spoiler alert, I mean, it came out in the 70s, so
Big fucking shark.
I don't, if you haven't read it, I don't care. In the book, Matt Hooper dies. He gets killed by the shark while he's in the cage. In the movie, Richard Dreyfuss, playing Matt Hooper, escapes the cage and swims to the bottom.
Call me Hooper.
They only did this because they took a shot where they put a little person in a little cage. The little person had a heart attack. They pulled him out, and then the shark got stuck above the cage and was thrashing around. And you actually see that shot in the movie, but the cage was empty at the time. So the reason that he actually lived in the movie is because he's not in the cage and the shark was stuck on the cage. And so they wanted to keep that footage in the movie. So that is why he ultimately survived in the movie, because of some chance footage of a shark on top of a cage. So otherwise he would have died in the movie as well. And
Whoa.
Quint actually gets drowned. He doesn't get eaten. And then Mayor Vaughn, it really expands as to why he won't close the beaches. He's got some nefarious affairs with some gangsters, and he owes them a lot of money.
Ah, yes, the Amity gangsters.
Actually, I think they're from New York.
Well, that makes sense. Amity's
the gangsters
kind of like
so.
upper New York. It's based off Martha's Vineyards.
Yeah, yeah.
Martha, why'd you say that name?
If you haven't read it, go read it.
I haven't read it, and I'm not going to read it.
I've read it 3 times.
That's very impressive.
I love the book. I love the book more than I love the movie. And it's one of my favorite movies to watch.
Gets that
peach
brandy or no apricot brandy.
Mm-hmm.
Farewell and adieu, ye old fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. That little get together on the Orca at night is quite terrifying. Talking about hearing the sharks eat his fellow soldiers or navymen.
one of the best ma 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 ma
Uh-oh.
what monologues in movie history as well. I got it.
Think we got to add "Don't be
Sound like Forrest Gump over here.
Don't be stupid" to the list of "don't be's."
Yeah, there's a lot of
they have that nice little conversation and they feel damned. Like this shark is gonna get the best of them. Bear Vaughn is a real piece of shit. And then the big climax the next morning. Oh, so good. Be sure to watch it. Check it out. I don't know if there's a place nearby you, listeners. There are several, at least here in Florida, that will do a dive-in movie on 4th of July where you can watch Jaws in a pool or a deemed safe lake. That surely will nothing bite you.
Sometimes they've done it at Crab Island, which there are sharks out there, but they've done it at night out there too.
Any shark attacks lately?
Not lately.
Okay,
I actually watched
good.
Pirates of the Caribbean at night out there in the water.
Nah, there's barely sharks in that movie. At least the first one.
Ah.
There's the one shot where
at least
they're taking the boat over to wherever the hell, and there's sharks underneath, and the shipwreck graveyard. Good Lord, can't talk. Martha. Welcome to episode 22. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to like us, share us, engage at Park Talk Radio across all our social medias. You can find us. Producer Brendan does a great job of facilitating those pieces, and we'd love to show her some love back. So be sure to give some likes, give some hearts, follow, share, cost you nothing. That's on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook is Park Talk Radio. Join the group, like the page. All over, you can find us. And be sure to subscribe and also check us out across all your podcasting platforms. We're available on everything, including YouTube video. There's no video component at this time. However, you can still download and listen to us there. And Dave, we do have two, I'll say, dedicated listeners who listen to us on the YouTube platform, which is pretty interesting. That since there's no video.
My goal is to get Taylor Swift to listen to this episode because she's feeling 22 and she's going to listen.
I'm going to have to mute your mic now, and there it is. Terrible. God damn it. Could also go use some voicemail.
Don't be stupid.
No, don't be stupid. See, it's already coming play twice here. Leave us a voicemail, 407-490-2220. I'm still sending stuff out. Thank you to Fisher and Nathan. I still owe you things. I have Nathan's put to the side. I already know what I'm going to send you. Fish, it's coming in the mail. I got stuff to send out tomorrow, so I'm going to do that at that time. Voicemails and text messages. We haven't had a single text message yet, which I think would be the most anonymous and easiest way to go about it. But hey, whatever. Tell us what you want to talk about, what you want us to talk about, questions about the parks across the world, questions about planning a vacation, or how your park visit has gone lately. And with that, Dave, have you done anything park related? I think I did see you go to a water park, right?
Oh, yeah. Shit. I went to Big Kahunas.
Good Lord. Yeah, you've been promising this
about
for 20 episodes or something.
I went to Big Kahunas. I rode one water slide and just spent the day floating around with my kid.
That's great.
So,
what was the slide you did?
The epitome is called Jumanji.
Are they allowed to use that?
Probably not. They're probably going to get copyright, but none of my business, right? None of my business.
Mm-hmm.
So, which it is just an enclosed all black slide, just your basic,
like the black hole that was at Wet n Wild.
It twists around and does kind of like corkscrew type thing. But
it was completely inside. It's completely black. You can't see anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that being said, this water park, I grew up with this water park. Actually, the coolest thing they have there is a flow rider, and they used to do stand-up boards. They only do body boards now, and I actually used to do competitions on the flow rider doing stand-up boards. So I don't get on it because I don't care about the body boards. But this park has opened 2 attractions in the last 20 years.
Oh my.
But yet they keep raising ticket prices. I think I paid $62 somewhere around there, $62, $63 after taxes per person.
Oh,
And then
it's 62.
The annual passes are like $170. So
Who do they think they are? That's like Blizzard Beach Typhoon Lagoon price.
well, I'm like, if you're gonna open up new attractions, I have no problem paying that price. But if you're gonna say, oh, we've updated everything and you just threw a fresh coat of paint on some stuff, no.
Do they not have
Go fuck
the
yourself.
geographic land to add things to it?
Yes and no. They've got a huge plot of land next to them they could probably purchase. I don't know the logistics on that. They might have already tried to purchase that, but there is room for expansion. They've got a lot of slides that have been open since probably the 90s that they could rip out and replace. It's just their wave pool, is not a big wave pool at all. It puts up a probably half a foot wave. It's a small pool. It needs a lot of TLC. It's just, I live in a touristy area. They don't have to lower their prices or make new attractions because a lot of the people going are tourists.
Nice. I'm looking this up. Big Kahunas Water and Adventure Park. What's the adventure part of Big Kahunas?
So they used to operate a Cyclone, which is one of those long stick rides where it has the basket on each end and it just goes like one of the crazy Ferris wheels. It's hard to explain. I don't know the type of ride system that is. With a cage on each side and it flips by itself, but it was a lot of fun. They have a couple putt-putt courses. They used to have go-karts. And they have a pretty small sky coaster. If you've been on the one in Kissimmee, this sky coaster is nothing.
Right.
So
right.
That's the adventure park. So
Okay. I'm seeing...
It's fun. It's fun for one visit.
Sure. The Destin, Florida location opened in 1986.
Yeah.
And they may have added 3 things since then, you say.
Yeah, maybe.
Big Kahuna's a boomer's park.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's the tagline on the website.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. And I'm seeing that they actually have a second park. It's an indoor park, open year-round, up in West Berlin, New Jersey.
Yeah, I think they got bought out by a larger parent company years ago. So they probably just merged in with that.
The destination for adventure. Oh, I'm already fucking out, Dave. This sounds terrible.
There's not much adventure there.
Did you not get a VIP cabana?
Hell no.
We talking
Hell no.
What are we talking about? It's a big celebration.
I ain't paying for no cabana.
A 5-story journey through our take a slide down our 5-story Jumanji journey. What? It's just right there on the front page. That can't be right.
What, Jumanji?
That's what it says on here.
That's the route I rode.
Things to do. 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. They're not even open late. The sun's still up for 3 more hours. Did you at least get drunk or no?
No, I had to work that night.
No.
A special detail, so I didn't. Plus, their prices are outrageous. $16 for chicken tenders and fries.
No.
It comes with 3 chicken tenders and a small portion of fries. $17.99 for a cheeseburger.
Fuck me. These guys are out of control. Who do they really?
$7.99 for the cheapest fountain beverage.
Single use or refillable for the day?
Single use, the refill is $3.
$8 for a paper cup?
It's one of those fake aluminum cups. That looks aluminum.
Yes, the Ball brand cups, you can get 20 of them for $5.
Yeah, but they just bend. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to say from here, I can't recommend it. just hearing about this.
I can't either. Yeah.
They do have reviews posted on the front of their webpage, so I want to read one of them. I don't see your review on here, unfortunately. But let me just read one of them here for you. I'm here. Michael C. gives it 5 stars. Very well run water park. The lifeguards were all very attentive. The remaining staff was nice. And the water ride's fun. Definitely a great way to spend the day. Sounds like AI bullshit. I don't believe this Michael C. exists.
For some reason, I don't think that the reviews they post to their website would be very unbiased.
Well, no. Yeah, I'm sure not. And they have this Michael C. review for all 3 of their advertised reviews on the front page, man.
The lifeguards, they are very attentive, but they're 16-year-olds that are on a power trip with whistles. So if you even if you even yawn at any point in the day, you're getting whistled at.
You definitely get whistled at if you're blocking the fast river, I'm sure.
There is no fast river.
Oh.
The river moves negative mile an hour.
One review off the webpage said there's jellyfish in the water. Can you confirm that?
Might as well be. No, there are not jellyfish in the water.
So there's a jellyfish in the water. And there's a beachy area. Are these true?
No, not at all.
Oh, well, that might have changed my mind.
Not at all.
If I got to pay $8 for a soda water, and there better damn well be jellyfish in the aqua.
I did find $1 in the lazy river.
Well, there you go. Here from PTR, we give Big Kahunas a Boomers Park. 5 out of 5. Go find yourself $1.
But fuck the $1 because I stepped on a clear Band-Aid and it grossed me the fuck out. So $1 wasn't worth it.
Well, I'm glad to hear you were able to hit a park in some capacity in this recent week, Dave. I know you've been itching. Work keeps you busy. Upcoming trips keeps us busy trying to get some additional scratch. I, myself, was also able to get to the parks in this past week. Went to Universal 2 times. Once the day after we recorded last week and once today. Last week I was going out to go check out the nighttime Sensational, and there was a question posted by Nathan, our dear listener and voice mailer, of how do you say this? And I said before that it was sensational, and then corrected and said it's supposed to be pronounced cine-sational, which is terrible, real fucking stupid. It's already spelled C-I-N-E. We get the pun of it, the play on words. We don't actually need to say cine like cinema. Sensational works plenty good. And I said the very same thing to Nathan. Sensational Symphonic Spectacular over at Universal Studios Florida. And I gotta tell you, Dave, I found the premier spot to stand. You'll see everything. You're dead center. There's no one blocking your view because you're in the front row, unless it's extremely windy at night, which would mean the drones are probably not working. You will not get hit with any back spray or water. And you get the perfect view of the drones, the water effects, the water projection on the main water screen, as well as all the other projections onto the buildings behind it. Fantastic. I couldn't believe how much better it was, and really compounds what I said on a previous episode, that it's critical that you find a great spot to stand and watch this stuff. And that goes for a lot of nighttime evening shows across all theme parks. I'm sure, what was the duck's name? You saw it, Phantasmic. Again.
Charles the
Duck. I'm sure Charles and your spot there was pretty good. It looked like a good spot. Though there's a lot of obstructed views in the Fantastic Stadium due to light poles or whatever else may be in the way. These evening shows, really, you gotta plan it out. And I got to my spot for this perfect decision on choice standing room at Sensational Symphonic Spectacular an hour before. And this was on a Friday. It's busy as can be. Still had plenty of room. Now, I was but a single person. I didn't take anybody or go with anyone. If you're going to go with a family and you have little ones, I would recommend no later than 90 minutes if you're checking out this new show during the summer for 2024.
You can always send somebody to Duff to grab booze.
1 beer, 1 drink per person, man. You can't come back with 2 in hand.
Well, yeah. You send one person, then the other person go get one.
Oh my God, so far. Go to the La Bamba drink window right nearby. Full service
Duff's
bar as well.
better.
I agree. Duff is better. I will tell you, the two people sitting next to me while waiting for the show, I guess they had backpacks because they had 2 drinks, illegally 2 double-fisted drinks. Because they had one in their hand and they had a High Noon or something on the ground in front of them as Universal moved away from Trulies and White Claws, and it's High Noons now, and Neutrals. 2 drinks, Dave. I was flabbergasted. How dare they break cardinal theme park rules such as 1 drink per ID per person?
I mean, yeah, I guess, aren't they supposed to open your drinks for you?
Yeah, I guess if you slide it precariously and ever so correctly into that gaping cargo short pocket, or you put it easily into your drawstring backpack, it may stay upright.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all cans and bottles are open for you, or it's a full open mouth cup.
You could or could not get a refillable cup throughout the day and then pour your beverage in that and then get another one.
I told Brandon the same thing. She said, so that's breaking the rules.
That's the only way to keep your drink when you're going through a house if you don't want to chug it at Horror Nights.
I thought you were supposed to fill up a Camelback full of Bacardi white rum.
No, it ruins Camelback. Trust me.
Oh, gotcha. You definitely don't suck it straight from the nozzle. So the nighttime show was great again. And then I went back again today to go assist my team member friend. Today was the first day of the garage sale, and I was hanging out with my team member friend. And they went in and was giving me recon on what kind of stuff was available for sale in there. Not a whole lot. It's inside Soundstage 33, which is the smaller garage sale time area place. The other one will be usually after Horror Nights, but before Christmas, over in the team member parking lot garage. It's an actual garage sale. A lot of Harry Potter stuff. They still had leftover Blinky cups from Horror Nights last year for sale. That worked, he said.
I've got a few of those.
Yeah, he said they probably had a couple hundred and they were going for a quarter. Unfortunately, they won't work at Horror Nights this year, right? But did you ever get a clear answer on that? If you can use previous year's cups?
I think you can.
Maybe. Maybe. And then
I don't know why you would.
Maybe if you know the bartender. Well, you certainly can't use the split cups from what year was that? Those were awful. Where they had the 2 drinks and they had the intertwining straws.
Oh God, yeah, I still have a couple of those laying around.
They don't stack at all. Terrible.
Fucking horrible.
Terrible drinks.
Nope.
No. So they had a bunch of stuff like that. Several non-selling lounge flies and a bunch of t-shirts. Again, Harry Potter's the main focus as they're getting the new season run of merchandise, and this garage sale has been happening twice a year. Again, it's happening this weekend. By the time this episode drops, it will be completed. And it's right now it's for team members today as of recording, and then the next 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, will be for annual pass holders as well. And they do release stuff over the several days of the garage sale. Everything that you may want or that may be released or shown on the floor won't be all on the first day. It pays to go out there several days and check it out. I'm good. My buddy said I'm probably good because I look for good Harry Potter stuff. No wands this go around. Horror Nights stuff, which we're in the wrong time period for Horror Nights. And that's kind of about it. You know, maybe some of the Back to the Future things, but they just did the tribute. They're doing the summer tribute store with a brand new merchandise refresh, and then I could put that in there. Obviously, the garage sale can get you up to 90% off of merch, which is a great time for Christmas gifts, or if you're going to donate them for a good cause. And the other thing today that I was up in arms and frustrated as shit about was today, June 28th, was the grand opening to the public for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And here I am, Dave, setting my alarm the night before for 6:58 to wake up for 7 a.m. or for the 7 a.m. virtual queue sign up. I was on, refreshing, and I hit it right on the second, instantly gone. Now, I really I really don't care that much about the ride or Frog Princess. I've not seen the movie, actually. I just like the enjoyment and energy and the environment of going to a grand opening on the day of. We've talked about before. Hogsmeade, grand opening, not Velocicoaster, but Hagrid's and a bunch. I don't even have the option to go there and stand there and waste my day doing 6-7 hours of waiting in the standby queue. I would have done that gladly. I enjoy that. That's fun for the first day. Nope. Virtual queue, instantly gone. Sorry. Tough shit. I'm fucking over it. I just want to, I'll go stand in line. I will stand in line.
It's become ridiculous. It's
reservations, virtual queues, which there's more stories of that coming later in this episode. Lightning Lane, Genie Plus, Fastpass. Boy, there's more of that. I don't need to have this fucking Disney Pass come next year. I don't need to go to this park next year. Epic's going to be there for me. They're going to be far more accommodating, not only in a general sense, but no virtual queues. Probably there might be something for Nintendo, but they take care of their customer. They take care of their guests. They don't put all this bullshit in front of their accommodations. They don't put all this bullshit in trying to get into the park of just trying to go on a ride. Velocicoaster opened 21, no virtual queue. Guardians of the Galaxy, Tron, all this stuff, still virtual queue only. You can't go more than once in a day on the damn ride. It's, I'm so frustrated. I just want to wait in line. And Disney probably would have gotten at least $100 out of me that day, or today if I went to the park, between food, buying some merch, and whatever else. Nope.
It's like Disney's regressing. It's like they're going back to their e-ticket, system. You only get a certain amount of e-tickets, and
be better that way.
Got to get a ticket book.
I'll buy the ticket book because then that means I'm going on the ride. I can't go on the ride today. I can't wait in line. They won't let me. The other option is wait for the 1 p.m. drop, which is going to go also as quick. But you have to be in the park for that one. I'm not driving, going through the whole hassle of parking at the transportation ticket center, taking the ferry or the monorail, getting into the park, and then stare at my phone for 5 seconds, say, nope, didn't get it. Guess I'm driving back. I don't live that far away from it. The whole process takes so goddamn long.
The second side of that, people spend thousands and thousands of dollars to come down to Disney now, and for you not to give them the option to wait in a 2-hour line, 2-3 hour line for something they really want to do, they could spend these thousands of dollars, come down here and then never receive a virtual queue. I guess they could purchase an individual Lightning Lane.
Nope, you have to get the queue.
Even those
to
sell
get that.
Okay.
You have to be in the queue to buy that.
Well,
and if I'm wrong, that's how confusing this whole thing is. But I'm confident that you have to be in the virtual queue to then buy the Lightning Lane. And the only way to have that leg up on that is to be staying on site at a hotel. Which, hey, as to your point, spending thousands of dollars. And I've heard this on another show. Disney trips these days, if you're not local and you're not a pass holder, or even if you are local-ish, meaning you're in the outside Orlando, Central Florida area, it's a once-in-a-generation trip. The parents will take their kids, and you and I both went to Disney as kids, and that's why we want to go today. And you maybe take your kids, and you take your kids now, because it was something that was a formative experience when you were younger.
And I was able to go a plethora of times as a kid, because you could get a value resort for $89 a night.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even I remember getting, even as an adult, when I booked my own room, and this is within early 2010s, I was at a value resort for $69, $79. And that's still not crazy. Very affordable. Now,
so coming in as a dad who really wants to do Disney with the kids and stuff like that, every time of the year when I look at Disney rates, every time of the year, you're looking at damn near $300 for a value resort.
For one night.
For one night. And then
one night.
You look at, you're like, okay, well, if I'm going to pay that, then I'm going to pay for the deluxe rate at $500 to $700 a night. But then you think about it and you're like, wait, I'm used to deluxe at Universal where I actually get benefits by paying that much money.
Dave, what is a deluxe? What does deluxe rate get you at Disney? 30 minutes of extra magic hours? Yeah,
when extra magic hours used to go till 3 a.m.
all
you had to do is be at one of the properties.
You also get the opportunity to buy Lightning Lane ahead of other people. Wow, what a luxury. I get the opportunity to spend money quicker than someone else.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating. And to close up this particular point, it's once in a generation, formative experiences with families have the kids wanting to go back and take their kids. Now, you go today with a family of 4 or whatever, a family, and the parents take the kid and they don't have a good time. Is that kid going to grow up and say, I really had a great time at Disney, I want to go back, I'm going to take my kids, and just keep starting the cycle? Or are they going to get stuck in the Disney zeitgeist like you and I were caught up in it? I wouldn't say so. Well, that that wraps it up for our park visits. We got a slew of news, and we're already a third of the way through the show. Let's jump in and start knocking these out. What do you say, Dave?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, first up, we're going to hit some regional parks still. First. Starting off on a very somber note, over at Kings Island, this is a regional park owned by Cedar Fair in Cincinnati, Ohio. Kind of close to Cedar Point in Sandusky. They have a roller coaster called Banshee, and on June 21st, I believe here, yes, a 38-year-old man attended the park, went with his family, and about an hour before park closing, after getting off the Banshee roller coaster, realizes he lost his keys. They flew off. They're inside the cordon off area of the active ride where the coaster is flying around, and they're inside there. Dave, what's normal procedure for when you lose something within the ride grounds and you want it back?
So normally you're going to have to wait till park closing, wait till they lock out the ride, go get your keys, and then you're going to have to get it from guest services.
Right. And we're in a regional park. It's
coasters.
Go on.
Coasters, most areas, if you want to go within, underneath, or near a roller coaster, they perform what's called a lockout, where everybody that goes out on the track or under the track gets their own key that they have to put a lock on the attraction so the attraction can't be switched on. They put that padlock on and they have that key. They keep that key with them the whole time. So no matter what, nobody can unlock that and start that attraction because they have the only key that can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously they can't lock out the attraction if it's still moving, and sounds like it ended in tragedy. So,
right. Hour before park closes, regional park, June 21st was what? A Friday. So maybe a little busy. I don't know the procedure. I know Universal and Disney are very efficient at sweeping parks and getting stuff to that point. Once a particular area of a park is swept, they can then perform closing procedures and then go in there and retrieve any lost items. Probably 2 hours max, I would have to bet. Not to diminish the severity or the weight of this particular story. He wanted his keys back. He was told he had to wait till the park closed for the ride for the night, and then they could look for him on the grounds, just as Dave said. The answer wasn't good enough. The individual left and eventually located a place where he felt he could climb over the tall fence and enter the restricted area of his own accord. And if you haven't seen a roller coaster where fences are visible, where the theming's so good, they hide all the restricted areas. There's usually multiple fences you have to go over. There's a story similar to this 10, 15 years ago. The person had to jump 3 different fences for his hat. And
that was at Six Flags over Georgia.
Yeah. And
I was there a day or two after it happened.
Oh my God.
It was the Batman attraction. Yeah, it was the Batman attraction. It was actually closed when I went because it was only a day or two later. He jumped. He was with the church group. He jumped a couple fences to get his hat, and he got his head kicked off.
Yeah, a hat.
Because it's one of those hanging coasters, kind of like Dueling Dragons was.
Yep, an inverted coaster.
Mm-hmm.
So Banshee, he jumps over minimum 2 fences. I don't know the exact count. There's at least 2. To go get the keys he may have lost, and he was struck by the coaster. Emergency services were called, and the man, at the moment, was still alive and taken in for treatment. A guest who was riding the coaster when it happened sounded like the ride hit a deer. I mean, this is no joke. These things are going fast. I don't know the speed of Banshee. I would have to guess around 60 miles an hour. Follow up. The day later, there was an update to the individual man, Ohio resident, was taken to two different medical centers from critical injuries, and he did pass away, unfortunately, from that decision he made to go try to get those keys. Oh, God. I know you probably want to get out of the park and you wanted your keys, but let's make good decisions out there, folks. Let's not get hit by roller coasters where you have to jump several fences. Ay. More that was not Six Flags. That was Kings Island. 2 Six Flags now. Another bizarre story. There was an incident at Six Flags over Texas on the River Rapids ride, similar to a Popeye and Bluto's or Grizzly Run Rapids or Kali River Rapids, the circular tube where it sits 8 people or so, and you float in a predetermined ride path and you get soaking wet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a bunch of rafts with guests on it are tied up and bunched up, unable to pass through. The ride was paused for whatever reason. They didn't drain it, as a typical Rapids EStop would happen, where the water level falls to a low enough where the rapid ride vehicles will actually just sit on top of the concrete floor bed, right? Whatever happened next, where people were trying to jump off a boat, off one of the rapids, onto a small dock, with several of them landing in the water. Because they just couldn't wait to get off. I understand we're EStops. We're stopped for the ride. But why are we jumping off? Several people jump off. Some of them kind of falling in the water. And it's just getting very, very dangerous. People are jumping from the boat to the dock, and the flow of water is actually going backwards from where it was going before. So the EStop was activated, meaning the water was slowly retracting, allowing for these things to fall down. But the rafts weren't sinking, as may have been interpreted by the guests. They're trying to get you off and not fall in the water and get struck by a raft or get crushed by the sweeping water, as it's very powerful in those rides. What are we doing?
Yeah, for sure. That's
oh my god.
People are dumb.
People are dumb. Don't be dumb. Easy enough. And finally, wrapping up our Six Flags and regional park news, Mr. Six has made his grand return as one of the mascots and promotional pieces for Six Flags, and he is saying he's back, and he's here to reveal a new extreme version of the Six Flags Corporation Fright Fest. It's extreme.
More flags, more fun.
Did he say that in this? I didn't watch the video yet.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
Did he play his music?
He did die.
They killed him.
Well, he didn't die.
He becomes a zombie, right?
No, he's just laying on the ground with blood coming from his head, and then his hand moves.
Oh. So Mr. Six makes his grand return. We'll post this video. And reveals that Fright Fest Extreme is coming to several parks on select nights between September and November. Scares will be turned up to the extreme this year, as they will be incorporating several IPs. And I gotta say, Dave, and you know this, these are quite strong IPs, which why did Six Flags get these over a well-renowned park that actually do justice to these kinds of IPs with the scare zone and haunted house construction?
So there's a lot of talk about that. When it comes to Six Flags, and getting the rights, a lot of people are like, oh, how did Six Flags afford all these rights, or why would they give them to Six Flags? Because Six Flags, they do trashy houses, and other people are like, oh, well, I'm sure that they're going to help Six Flags design these houses and they're going to be good. They're not going to let their houses be trash. But other people are like, oh, well, Six Flags had The Conjuring and Saw last year and they were trash. To me, the only logical reason I can think that these intellectual properties would allow Six Flags to have their property would be there are a plethora of Six Flags all throughout the country. More flags, more revenue. I think that even if they're more lackluster, they probably get a pretty good residual deal with all the merch, and all the ticket sales. And there's just a lot more Six Flags than there are Universals. So I mean, that could be a reason.
I mean, we'll see. I did go to Six Flags Fright Fest last year in California at Magic Mountain. Saw and Conjuring weren't even open when I went, because I went in September. So I couldn't even tell you how good or bad they were. The other houses where the originals were fun, and they had great set, I'll say pretty good set design, but it's not the caliber of a Universal, of course. And with the IPs here, I mean, we've seen several of these IPs at Universal in a very well done fashion. Stranger Things is going to be at Six Flags. Conjuring Universe characters, which is Conjuring, Annabelle, and the Nun. Saw, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Army of Dead, which is from Evil Dead and Ash, and Trick or Treat, the Michael Daughtry IP.
If you look at it, hold on, I'm pulling something up.
It's just crazy, and it does go on to say that not all these IPs may be represented at every single Six Flags Fright Fest, as I believe all Six Flags does have a Fright Fest in some capacity. Having all these locked down from several different IP holders, Stranger Things is Netflix, Conjuring is WB, Saw is Lionsgate, Texas Chainsaw is New Line Cinema, I believe, right now. I don't remember Army of Dead or Trick or Treat. Army of Dead's separate from Evil Dead. Nonetheless, this is going to be quite a wild deal. And for Magic Mountain, which is usually the premier one, they will have Stranger Things, Conjuring, Saw, Army of Dead, and Trick or Treat, which that is missing. Which one? That's missing Texas Chainsaw. So they're getting the majority. I'm I'm without words. I'm not sure how to feel about it. I wish some of these made their way back to Universal for another go. Texas Chainsaw sounds like it's going to Hollywood, and we're going to get to that here in a little bit. Army of Dead, never seen represented at Universal. Trick or Treat, we've seen 2 different years. We actually haven't had a Conjuring, Annabelle, or Nun in an official fashion. Definitely have had Possession, creepy dolls, creepy religious figures. Stranger Things has been done 3 different times at Universal.
Just
looking for what?
Is the poster for these houses on Screamscape or no?
I do not know.
I'm looking for the poster because I believe, if I remember correctly, the Texas Chainsaw is the Texas Chainsaw from the Netflix series, from the new Netflix movie. I think the image was from that.
The modern day one.
The modern day, I believe, if I remember the poster correctly, it's that Texas Chainsaw. So that's Netflix. Stranger Things is Netflix. Army of the Dead is Netflix. So everything except for Trick or Treat and Conjuring is all Netflix. So maybe they've got some sort of Netflix deal worked out.
Oh boy. Hey, that would make sense. I don't think not all these are Netflix though. Some are WB, some are Lionsgate.
No. Yeah.
We'll see. I'll watch the walkthroughs.
Yeah, same. I'll watch the walkthroughs. It's not necessarily a bad thing that they're getting this stuff and Universal's not, because that opens the door for our future endeavors, where if they're building and getting more money and more funding for future events, then we'll finally be able to take that trip up to Six Flags Over Georgia and go to Netherworld and Six Flags Over Georgia, because it'll be something that's worthwhile. So people are mad that Horror Nights isn't getting it. I don't mind.
I'm not mad. I would like to see it. I'm glad Six Flags gets it. It's always benefit to everybody that IPs make it to other parks, and that they get haunts and experiences built up and do greater with those. I don't know if Six Flags has the creative or financial to do it, as they're in the middle of that merge right now to take over Cedar Fair parks. We'll see. And for as far as Universal is concerned, for not having these, again, I'm not mad about it, and it can be perceived and inferred or pontificated upon that this is a lower budget year for Halloween Horror Nights. We got a huge brand new park opening next year, and they didn't want to spend the budget on IPs. You know, IPs cost astronomically more than an original house because of the rights needed and having on-site consultation from the IP holder or the representative. It takes a lot more to get those houses off the ground than, say, an original where it's in-house. The people who are creating it are already on payroll, and it doesn't usually take nearly as much to build the facade and supporting structure within. All to say, we like Halloween. Halloween's cool. All right, Dave, on to the big boys. You want Disney or Universal first?
Now let's start with Disney because we'll start with Disney.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Get mad again here in a little bit. Official closing celebration announced for Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters, and we'll just leave it at that. Be clickbait, false headlines. Now, this is the Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters at Tokyo Disneyland. The celebration begins on July 2nd with a special ride overlay and will run from that date to September 18th. A limited time, a special overlay called Astro Hero Time, which, hell, look at it. Like, these rides in Tokyo, again, to give praise to Tokyo Disney. For when something closes or it's being refurbed or changed, they give this big bang celebration to close it out. Astro Hero Time special ride overlay to return to Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters. And this is a returning for only its second run. Astro Hero Time encouraged guests to improve their scores and defeat the evil Emperor Zurg with even more targets to hit throughout Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters. It makes a lot, they add more targets to the ride, which is about the culmination of what this is. And as mentioned previously, this is closing at the end of October 2024 and replaced with a Wreck-It Ralph shooting attraction in 26. Hey, that's cool. It's something. It's something to do. It's a celebration of what it was to usher in the new. And that feels nice to be acknowledged instead of, all right, we're closing. The end. Disney has detailed their new Disney Adventure cruise ship, including Marvel and Big Hero 6 areas. Surprised you don't have anything on the cruise details. Usually you're the cruiseman here, Dave.
Yeah, I'm just excited because we're going on a cruise soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about. I've been so slammed at work, so I haven't heard much into the news. But I'm sure I'll hear about those cruise details here soon.
I'll let you give us a bit deeper dive into these new features and new boats once you get your head wrapped around it. I'm going to go through this one quickly. Guests aboard the Disney Adventure will have opportunities to get into a imaginative gathering space known as the Disney Imagination Garden, open with an open-air stage and featuring a Sorcerer Mickey show. Guests will journey through an enchanted valley inspired by Disney stories like The Jungle Book and Moana. That's where the guests will enter the ship. I still haven't been on a Disney cruise. They make it extremely immersive, I'm gathering here.
Yeah, it is very immersive. All the dining options are fantastic. You get on the boat and you're just enveloped by Disney, but in a good way. You know, it's not too much of a cruise and it's not too much of Disney. So it's a
good balance and worth the money, unlike your cheapo depot value resort.
Yeah.
They've produced a concept art map that's shaped, it's an island in the shape of a cruise ship, and it details all these different areas. Guests will visit the ocean floor at Disney Discovery Reef, inspired by The Little Mermaid, Lilo and Stitch, Finding Nemo and Luca, so all your underwater, water-based shows, movies. This area features themed shopping and dining options. Big Hero 6 will be San Francisco Street. This is where the family entertainment with games, activities, shops, and cinemas will be. Wayfinder Bay, Open Air Oasis, sophisticated yet casual poolside retreat, inspired by Moana. Town Square, fantastical forest filled with shops, lounges, cafes, restaurants, entertainment venues. And this will be inspired by the different kingdoms of our princesses: Tangled, Cinderella, Frozen, Snow White, Princess and the Frog, Little Mermaid, Aladdin, and Beauty and the Beast. There will be a full Marvel landing featuring Avengers level adventure with thrilling attractions and new experiences, unlike Marvel areas on other ships. No details yet revealed. Maybe a slide, maybe a roller coaster, maybe be the go-karts. We've seen some cool stuff on boats. And finally, Toy Story Place on the upper decks. This is where young guests can play with friends from Andy's room in an interactive water play zone. This will also include themed food venues. So Andy's room, interactive water play zone, friends from Andy's room. Are we going to see Woody taking a swim?
No, just Forky.
Yes, throw trash into the water. That's what I want to hear.
Just Forky. Oh.
And quickly onto... It sounds good. I look forward to your full reveal deep dive. Worlds of Marvel. This is something that will be introduced on the Disney Treasure. This will have 2 shows, including a new Marvel Celebration of Heroes Groot remix. This features Rockin' a Groot, where at your dinner show or diners participate in a celebration honoring the superheroes who keep the world safe. The story unfolds on screen. Ooh, screen show while I'm eating? I could do that in my stateroom.
Yeah, so they and actually if it's done right, it's going to be awesome. One of my favorite dining locations was Animator's Palette on the Disney ship.
I heard that's cool.
Animator's Palette, originally on the first Disney ship, you go in and you're in a black and white room, and there's a bunch of drawings on the wall, old Disney cartoon drawings, old Disney movies, and everything's in black and white. Well, as the night goes on, they lower the lighting in the main room from the front, and they raise the lighting from behind, and it's a porous wall. And throughout the night, those drawings come to life with color. And throughout the night, the wait staff would change their shirts from black and white vests to colored vests. And
oh my God, they have costume changes during the dinner?
Yes, during dinner. And their dinners are very, very nice. Then on the newer ships, like the Dream and stuff like that, they changed it to where they had screens as well, and it was Turtle Talk with Crush. So Crush would come around to you, to your individual table, because each table pretty much had a screen, maybe 2 or 3 tables per screen. But Crush would come up and you would have your very own Turtle Talk with Crush while you're eating dinner.
Actually interacting?
Whoa. Like completely, just like the attraction. He can talk to you. He can hear what you're saying. He can make you do things just like the attraction.
Oh, that's pretty neat. There's no bleed over from the other table's Crush?
Not really. Maybe a little bit, but at the same time, while you're waiting on your food, or while you're looking around, people watching in the dining room, you can hear what he's saying to some of the other people. But that not much bleed over, and it doesn't interrupt your table conversation unless he's talking directly to your table. So,
well,
it's done very well.
I don't believe Groot's going to be talking to you. It's just a
what's he going to say?
And they play music.
I am Groot.
I'm Groot.
I am Groot.
I'm Groot. And then he points at your food.
Now, Disney dropped the ball. They should have done a Star-Lord dining experience and had the music from those movies blaring the whole time. Those soundtracks,
dance party while you're eating. He's thumping his junk, and you're trying to take a bite of your pasta fajoule.
Dude, I just want to hear the soundtrack. Those soundtracks.
Well,
are the best
they are going to be playing the soundtrack. It says they'll be playing awesome mixes of your favorite hits.
Okay.
And then Groot will be there, beeping and bopping and throwing leaves and rockets there as well. What do I know? I've not been on these boats. I just know Disney not doing hot in my perception. Other news on the Disney Treasure. We'll have the first ever Aristocats inspired lounge. And the Aristocats, that's a movie from the
90s.
90s? No way, dude. I was going to say the 70s. 1970.
What?
1970.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, the 90s.
Okay, well, I watched it for the first time in the 90s, so it's 90s to me.
You thinking of Oliver and Company?
No, I was... now that you say that, that's like Hundreds of Dalmatians time frame.
101 Dalmatians?
Yeah, that's about the same time frame as that. The animation's pretty similar.
101 Dalmatians, the first one, 1996.
Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Wait, is that the live action one? That might be.
That's the live action. The animated version was way before that.
1961. Sorry. 1961 was the animated Dalmatians. 1970 Aristocats. PTR, your number one stop for misinformation.
That's, people all the time go, oh, hey, I need you for Disney trivia. Come do Disney trivia. And I'm like, is it parks or is it movies?
Oh.
And they're like, movies. And I'm like, I'm out.
Hell no.
I love the movies, not good with trivia on them.
Yeah, hard pass on the movie or on the non-parks. Well, they're going to have the Aristocats Scat Cat Lounge, which there's already a Scat Cat Lounge available in Port Orleans French Quarter. So they're going to have two of the same name. Nonetheless, they'll be offering an elegant onboard destination to experience swinging live music, decor nods, and themed cocktail menu to the movie. And the lounge is a reinterpretation and theming of the penthouse from Aristocats, where they performed Everybody Wants to Be a Cat. All right, they got some drinks on the menu here, Dave. I'm going to run by you, see if you would drink these or not. They're all cat themed, of course, from the 1970 film that we definitely said right the first time, did not get confused on what year it released. The first one, served a sip from a French-style ceramic bowl, the creme de la creme martini. It will fuse cognac and chocolate into a dessert cocktail.
No. If there's no espresso in it, I don't want it.
No, chocolate and cognac, just sugar and sugar.
Yeah.
Low alcohol content. That's a pass.
Yeah, it's a pass.
The second one is called the cat drink, and it's served in a special cocktail glass, and at the bottom is a glass laser-etched cat face that looks at you as you're drinking. Now, before I give you what's in it, do you like the cup? I don't think the cup's very appealing.
Yeah.
I don't need a cat looking at me.
I like it.
All right, well, the cat drink combines clarified bourbon, Amaro, Aperol, and fresh lemon.
That sounds kind of weird.
Right? And it's near translucent, so that cat looks at you the entire time.
Yeah, I can give it a go.
And then finally, a big drink, ideal for two more guests, it says. I think that sounds like it's more for just me. The Turkish tea experience, honoring the Agrabah-inspired architecture of the Grand Hall. As the Grand Hall leads into this particular lounge, the tea-based cocktail is presented in a bejeweled teapot and gold detailed teacups. It does not say what's in it. Tea-based, however.
So they really dropped the ball here. And I'm going to put out an idea, and they should probably go with it. A cat bowl. You drink from the cat bowl, but a White Russian, so it looks like milk. Fucking boom. Fucking. Why not? A white Russian, milk based. Fucking kitties drink milk.
Are White Russians popular anymore? Do people like this? I like them.
Just because you said that, it's the year of the White Russian.
Year of the White Russian.
The year of the White Russian.
That's all we're drinking in Harnights. White Russians.
White Russian.
God.
On the cruise. We're having a
Help!
White Russian.
Help! I'm drowning. I'm throwing up milk. Oh. We're going to be very ill.
It's going to be Putin Day.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. In international waters, take to the seas. How about some more food options at some other Disney places for you? Disney's Animal Kingdom has a brand new, two brand new barbacoa beef dishes. Burn with the Witches. New barbacoa beef dishes. The first one, barbacoa beef on top of Alfredo mac and cheese, served with crispy onion and green onions on top.
Not a big barbacoa guy.
No.
No.
Huh. Surprise. Well, then you won't like the other one
Not a
either.
big barbacoa guy.
The other one is barbacoa beef nachos on top of tricolored nacho chips with queso cheese, lime crema, and pico de gallo. Another
not a big
pass, I guess.
barbacoa guy.
All right.
I'm more of a full-on steak guy when it comes to
Steak
beef.
man. All right.
L-
Fair enough.
A little bit more primal beef.
Primal beef. All right, and as we know, Meat King, just eat the balls. What was that guy's name? Beef King? Meat King?
Liver.
King. Eat the liver through the balls, I think is his tagline. As you know, 4th of July is around the corner. They got some 4th of July food and beverage available. 4th of July cupcake. Strawberry cupcake, blueberry compote, red, white, and blue vanilla icing. Sprinkle.
No.
Red, white, blue slushie. Frozen Fanta blue raspberry, Fanta cherry with whipped cream.
Ooh, you had me until you said whipped cream.
The Disney whipped cream is pretty fucking abysmal. It's chalky.
I'm just not a big whipped cream guy anyway, so no.
Yeah, Cool Whip. You like that fake cream?
I don't like any
Cream.
kind of cream.
He's anti-cream. He's creamless, folks.
Anti-cream that's whipped. I like
Sand
cream in my coffee.
Okay. Red, white, and blue funnel cake. Funnel cake with berries, ice cream, and sprinkles.
Ooh, you had me till the sprinkles.
What's wrong with sprinkles? It's sugar.
I don't like sprinkles.
How about a barbecue pulled chicken sandwich with house-made pickles, coleslaw, and onion ring on a brioche bun?
No, I only eat barbecue when I have to. I'm not a big barbecue guy.
Mickey apple pie cupcake, yellow cupcake filled with apple pie filling, salted caramel buttercream, and cinnamon streusel. With Mickey ears on top.
I only like apple pie if I can stick my dick in it, so no.
If it's a smell-a-fin, of course. It has to smell like it. 4th of July lunch box tart. Cherry pie filled with, or cherry pie filling topped with vanilla fondant and sprinkles, which you don't like sprinkles.
Yeah, that's a no.
Oh, God. 4th of July Minnie Mouse Dome. White chocolate and strawberry mousse with vanilla chiffon cake and glaze. You like glaze?
You know, I think I'm just going to starve at Disney because that's a no as well.
4th of July, at least. No eating. Stars and Stripes mini chocolate piñata. Dark chocolate shell filled with popping candy chocolate bark.
What? I
Stars
don't even
and
know
Stripes
what to make of that.
mini chocolate piñata. Dark chocolate shell filled with popping candy chocolate bark. It's it looks like a rectangle.
So it's a rectangle with Pop Rocks in it? A
Yeah.
rectangle of chocolate with Pop Rocks in it?
Yes.
In a shell?
In a dark chocolate shell filled with popping candy popping candy flavored as chocolate bark.
Sounds like an overness on
Too much.
Nah.
And the final two, 4th of July cheesecake. Strawberry, lemon cheesecake, and blueberry chiffon cheesecake.
That's a maybe, but usually no. I'm a savory guy, man. I'm a savory guy. So you come at me with all these desserts, and I'm like, dude, where's the savory shit? And then you're like, oh yeah, it's barbecue, and I'm like, oh,
barbecue.
fuck you.
Red, white, and blue brownie. Red velvet brown butter brownie with cream cheese icing, graham streusel, and caramel.
Oh my God, dude. I'm having diabetes just listening to you.
Fucking awful. That's only Walt Disney World. Do you want the Disneyland stuff?
Is it more sweets? Because I'm good.
4th of July Granny Smith apple, 4th of July cereal treat, 4th of July marshmallow wand, red, white, and blue cake shake, firecracker churro, Liberty lemonade, and berry bomb.
I'll take the Liberty lemonade. Everything else now.
That one does have alcohol in it. That's raspberry vodka, raspberry puree mixed with lemon juice, simple syrup, and lemon lime soda.
Everything else, listeners, you can just guess what's in that shit because it doesn't sound good anyway. There we go. Saved us a little time.
Oh boy. Thank you. All right, some quick fire ones. When Haunted Mansion reopens over at Disneyland, as it's under a lengthy refurb, as they're adding additional queue as well as the permanent shop, similar to the one here at Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom. We have Memento Mori. They're adding something similar over in Disneyland. Once it reopens, it will be virtual queue only. Fucking again with this virtual queue bullshit. Mind you, when it reopens, it will be the Haunted Mansion Holiday with Nightmare Before Christmas, and that particular version can see up to 3-hour waits. Virtual queue may be helpful. However, you can't just wait in the fucking line. You gotta get in the queue. If you don't get in the queue, sorry. No Haunted Mansion for you, bub.
It's getting ridiculous. You know, Haunted Mansion's such a staple. People, you know, travel. You know, some people only make it to Disney once in a lifetime. And Haunted Mansion's such a staple, you know, and it's ridiculous that you can say, nope, kids, sorry, you can't ride, virtual queue only. You know, it's just...
Get bent. Get fucking bent. The 4th of July fireworks have been updated at Epcot, which looks like the actual one. You know, in the past, they would celebrate 4th of July on July 3rd and July 4th due to the number of guests who want to see the 4th of July fireworks. This year, only on July 4th at Epcot. Hate to see it. Unfortunate. However, it will be twice on July 3rd and July 4th at Magic Kingdom. Sucks that they're taken away from Epcot the 2 nights. I would typically go on July 3rd and catch it from there, even just from the parking lot, because Epcot for me has always been the best nighttime show at Disney on the East Coast, and then removing a date is just, again, bewildering. Why are we taking stuff away? And short news, also at Epcot, the Village People, the YMCB known world-renowned band, is suing Disney for hostile treatment during their performances at the 2018 Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival. How do you feel about the Village People?
They're a one-hit wonder, yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know any other song by them.
Yeah, they're suing Disney for hostile treatment. Does it dictate what the hostile treatment was?
Yes, Karen Willis, wife of Village People founding member Victor Willis and manager for the band's trademark for live performances, filed suit alleging that during the 2 days of their 2018 performances, Disney treated her and the band terribly. She said she wanted to help with front-of-house duties, but cast members physically blocked her and ushered her away. She also claimed that she and her husband were physically attacked by fans who she thinks were planted by angry ex-Village People band members. and alleges that Disney did not provide the extra security that the contract required. Oh my God.
So, let's see. Them not allowing her to help out front of house, that's Disney magic. You can't make an exception for somebody if they don't want you, you know, helping out front of house, you know,
that's how it is.
Policies,
that makes sense.
That's you're not going to win that. But if there's a contractual agreement for extra security and Disney didn't provide that extra security,
that's an issue.
Then, you know, she might have ground to stand on, but I haven't seen the contract.
It'd be weird if you did.
So
right here, yeah. I have it right here in my hands, Dave. Actually, read it live, line by line.
The biggest surprise, the biggest surprise out of this whole story is that I was under the impression that all the village people were gay. So
I don't think any of them are.
well, maybe that's
We'll have to
just
do a 4-hour deep dive on that one next month.
Mandela effect, I guess.
We have so many stories left, Dave. We're going to save the lightning lane bullshit for next time because that's such a fucking headache. Real
So,
quick, two
I just-
quick hits here from the close up Disney. Parents charged with child neglect at the Polynesian after getting too drunk. And the mother got into an altercation where she was hit several times in the face as her children watched on in terror. Oh, it's way sadder than I thought. Sorry. I thought this was going to be a little funnier. The parents of 2 minor children were passed out, severely intoxicated on the bed. The husband had hit his wife in the face several times as the children witnessed the violence. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Ew. That's not good. The sheriff departments arrived on site. The couple was passed out on the bed. In the bathroom was a paper shopping bag filled with empty alcohol cans and bottles. So they got shit-faced in their room and just beat each other up. Oh no. Oh no. The couple claimed they hadn't fought, but the children told law enforcement what happened. The parents had been drinking all day. They got into an argument about Robert not spending enough time with their family, and the altercation escalated. The girl said her father hit her mother several times in the face with an open hand. The children pleaded again and again, "No, daddy." Kids are 5 and 3.
Oh, jeez.
Shit. Well, he went to jail. That's the short of the long here. And then finally, in the haunted mansion, alleged harassment within the stretching room during the pre-show. During the pre-show, it's a tightly packed sequence, and it's dark, with it being not uncommon to be nearly touching guests at any time. During this, a alleged perpetrator was a white man, 6'2", with cargo shorts on. Uh-oh. Around 45 to 55 years old. The cast members report, she advised me that the alleged subject had his hand against her buttocks and was holding firm pressure and applying a squeeze. Oh no! What are we doing at Disney? It's always Disney. I don't see these stories at Universal. Yes, last week or the year before, the dude called sucker punched the team member, but we're not seeing guests fight each other and touch each other. Not reported, at least.
Yeah, that's first of all, I don't condone SA no matter where you are. No matter where you are. But what makes you think, out of all places, the Haunted Mansion stretching room at Disney, somebody standing in front of you wants to be groped? Like, you just assuming that they're going to
No one wants to be groped.
No one wants to be groped. Nobody wants to be touched, you know? But I guess, you know, it's good for her for stepping up and telling somebody, because it's so hard to be a victim of sexual assault and to know what to do.
And be taken seriously.
Good for her good for her to step up, and good for the cast member on reporting it, you know?
Jesus
but
Christ,
still.
people, get it together. Will be for free. Listen to the rules. God damn it. All right. It's fine. Over to Universal. Good news. Danny Elfman has confirmed he is composing the score for Dark Universe, not only the land atmosphere music, as well as both attractions. And
I have one thing to say. Hooray.
Hooray.
That's going to be, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to, you know, 90% of the feelings you get at a park come from the soundtrack. You know, the visuals help, but the soundtrack are what really make it resonate in your mind. At least that's what I believe.
Well, it's another key memory placement. It's far more than what you
Yeah.
see. It's that listening piece, and then the smells and tastes. Those ones are far more
I
of
know
an imprint.
I can go on YouTube at night, put on the Universal Studios Florida entrance loop theme music or the Islands of Adventure entrance theme music, Port of Entry entrance
Oh
theme
man,
music,
that whole
and
soundtrack's
just close
on
my eyes,
Spotify.
and I'm taken right there. I'm taken right there.
See it vividly.
You know, you go into Marvel Superhero Island and the music, you know, it's the music is what makes these parks what they are. So somebody like Danny Elfman, who's taken so many songs and musical pieces and made them what make a movie,
Yes.
you know, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to pull at our hearts in the most brutal way. And it's going to be amazing.
We are so fortunate to have an individual such as Elfin who cares about the theme park and monsters and all this stuff and is passionate to bring us something very special. I cannot wait for more of a tease to hear more of this and get this on a soundtrack or on Spotify, on vinyl, whatever it may be.
I'm hoping for something very Burton-esque, very, you know,
Dark
quirky
but
and
whimsical. Yeah, quirky.
dark but whimsical. I'm hoping for something quirky, and you know, I'm glad they're going the opposite route of a heavy metal route, because I really imagined it being a heavier soundtrack. But I would love a dark, whimsical, you know, for those that don't know, Danny Elfman did Nightmare Before Christmas.
And the Simpsons
Danny
theme song.
Elfman did The Simpsons. Danny Elfman, I think Danny Elfman also did Edward Scissorhands,
The original
I think Danny
Batman
Elfman-
score, right?
the original Batman score. Danny Elfman has done a lot of things, and he really hits the heartstrings with his whimsical off-put of horror
Mm-hmm.
type
Mhm.
soundtracks. So,
We're in for a treat.
I think it's yeah.
Yeah, because Nintendo, you're going to have the Nintendo music, which is pretty well known. How to Train Your Dragon is going to be a nice original soundtrack inspired by the movies, which is also a beautiful soundtrack to begin with. And then Harry Potter. Hey, you kind of know what you're getting. The two unknowns, which we have the mind behind Dark Universe now, is Dark Universe, as mentioned, and then Celestial Park. Celestial Park's going to be, oh man, such a relaxing but energetic jaunt through that area.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. If you've been to the parks lately over at Universal City Walk, you may have noticed that the Jimmy Buffett plane at the Lone Palm Airport bar is missing. And there's been rumor, speculation that it's going away to expand the patio and have more seating. That is not the case. Jimmy Buffett's playing the Hemisphere Dancer, and I believe, Dave, you did a Easter egg on this one previously.
I certainly did.
Yes. The Hemisphere Dancer has been temporarily removed from Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville for refurbishment. Please have no concern, as she will return to City Walk Orlando next year. So this is a lengthy refurb to have that plane back up, looking into its former glory, even bullet holes and all. It's coming back, not a worry.
Well, that plane's a piece of history. That was his actual plane, you know. That's
Right?
That's something you're going to have to maintain in the salt, humid air of Florida, you know. You
Yeah.
can't just leave it out there to rust. So I'm glad they're refurbing it.
This might
It's
be
a
the
piece of
first refurb since it was put in there 25 years ago.
Oh, for sure. It has to be.
And finally, before the wrap up Horror Nights news and closing segment, pass holder nights and the pass holder appreciation days have been announced for Universal Orlando 2024. These are presented by sponsor Coca-Cola, and they run from August 15th to September 30th. Full details will be available soon. However, the pass holder nights have been announced. 2 evenings this year, August 16th and 17th. The event will have special entertainment and offerings. Reservations open on July 24th after 11 a.m. That means it's usually shorter waits, special food and drink options, live music, and a time to celebrate the evening with your fellow pass holders. Hey, Disney, where is this for us? I haven't been to a Paso night myself in a long time. I know our buddy Joe Cool has gone and some other friends. These are really fun. The reservations do go quickly if you're able to be on and watch. And be on social media, as you'll get the email late. That's notorious. Universal sends out the emails in batches, and sometimes they get hung up in their automated system. Check socials, check Twitter, Facebook. Make sure you get your reservation if you want to go on one of these nights.
And unless you want to be featured on our fucking wall of shame, don't bitch when you don't get your reservation.
Oh God, I can already see it.
Just be grateful.
Already fucking see.
Oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Oh, Universal, they already sold out. This is bullshit. I pay a lot of money for my pass. Oh, fuck off.
Oh. Yes, your pass entitles you to get into the park. Thank you. Goodbye. That's it. That is fucking it.
Yeah.
Let's say the spec map for next week as we're running up on the hour.
All right.
Well, I will say that they've started, and I saw this myself personally, they've added scaffolding towers and other pieces for scare zone treatment across Universal Studios Orlando throughout the park in your typical spots in Hollywood and Central Park.
If I was a gambling man, you could probably go to the parks right now and look up on top of the New York facades and see lighting packages already being put in place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So. They're coming. They will probably do a bit further, faster scare zones after the 4th of July holiday.
Yeah.
And finally, Dave, we got two house announcements. One West Coast exclusive, and the one is a shared IP. You want to jump into these?
Yes, let's do so. So the West Coast exclusive, the West Coast exclusive is Monstros. I think it's Monstros Part 2, or is it what is it?
Monstros 2, The Nightmares
2.
of Latin America.
So, in Monstros 2, the
Nightmares of Latin America.
The Nightmares of Latin America.
Oh no. No.
So for me, one character really stood out when I saw this, and that is El Cucuy, which is the
boogeyman.
Spanish boogeyman.
Booger man.
He's the boogeyman. He's coming to get you. They did an El Cucuy house years ago.
Are you saying that right? Is that Cucuy?
It's Cucuy.
Okay, I want to make sure I'm hearing it right.
El Cucuy.
El Cucuy.
He's the boogeyman.
The boogeyman.
And they did an El Cucuy house years ago. This was after La Llorona houses they did over there. So I think this was around 2014, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look that up real quick. But El Cucuy, they did this house years ago, and it was the one where Danny Trejo played the voice of El Cucuy, if you remember that house.
Oh, I do not remember that house. This looks. I mean, Monstros. We're getting our version here, Orlando this year.
It was 2013, and
10 years ago.
Danny Trejo.
11 years ago.
Yeah. I remember you walked into the house. There was a bed. The El Cucuy's fingers were coming out from under the bed.
Oh, Trejo fingers.
It was they didn't really look like Danny Trejo's fingers, but
oh, damn, Machete's fingers. Ooh.
Yeah, but it was a pretty well liked house. So
it appears this is a direct sequel to Monstros 1, which came out last year in Hollywood. We're getting our version this year in Orlando in a soundstage, and this continues on. You can try to flee the clutches of the rider El Charro, the devil dog El Cadeo, and the boogeyman El Cucuy. But you can't escape La Muerte. La Muerte is the caretaker and gravedigger. He's the reoccurring character who is our narrator who takes us through the journey of Monstros. El Charro comes from Mexican folklore. Not sure his story. El Cadeo is a supernatural spirit from the Central American folklore associated with the underworld.
Cucuy.
Kukui.
I just made sure
Okay.
on the dictionary.
I believe you. I was just confirming I was hearing right. Kadeo is a spectral canine, represents the duality between good and evil, existing two of them within one. And then Kukui is from El Kukui, the boogeyman is the house. He's the Mexican version of the boogeyman El Coco. I wonder if they got Trejo to come back and do this one, or they're going to be using sound bites.
I don't know. I think Murdy would have already mentioned that. Murdy loves
Oh yeah, he loves showing off.
loves pipelining his special guests into his houses and making sure it's known that they're there.
Very good. Looking forward to the walkthrough for Monstros 2, The Nightmares of Latin America. El
And
Cucui's
for
coming for
our mutual house, or
shared IP.
move on to that.
Yep.
Our shared intellectual property. You saw this on the spec maps of the vehicle symbol that got frosted over in one of the most recent spec maps. It is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Yeah. Okay. So hear me out. I've watched the trailer for this movie a couple times recently because it keeps going down in rental price on Prime, and I still haven't seen it yet. But because of all the negative reviews, I have not spent the money to rent it yet because I'm sure it will be coming to Peacock here pretty soon.
Hopefully,
right?
It's Sony owned.
It's Sony owned, but Ghostbusters 1 and 2 are on Peacock currently. So
okay.
So I assume, well, actually, the Ghostbusters Afterlife hasn't come to Peacock, so maybe
I don't know. I gave Frozen
not.
Empire a 2 out of 5 stars. I thought this movie stunk.
Well, the beginning of that preview where they're playing Cool Summer and they're, it looks like a good preview, but we'll see how it is. I've been falling asleep to Ghostbusters 1 and 2 lately. So
That's some exciting
I do want to
stuff,
watch it because it's going to be a house, but because of the negative reviews, I have
that
not
and the reveal
forked
trailer
out
for the house.
$5.99 for it.
Oh, absolute just nerd cringe. Buh.
I don't think this house is going to be that great. I do think it's going to be a people eater, but I do not.
People
think it's
eater.
gonna be that
It'll
great.
probably be visually nice to look at, and it will be cold, which is always a welcome thing.
You know what? I don't know about that.
Oh no!
It's,
No!
It's sharing a sound. It's not sharing a soundstage. But it'll be in soundstage 23B allegedly.
Yeah.
For years they have said, "Oh, we're going to have it's going to be a cold house. It's going to be a cold house." And even in some of these winter houses, I haven't noticed any temperature difference. The last time I noticed
Winter's
a true
Night.
temperature difference was Winter's Night in 2011.
That one was
and
cold.
I will that was freezing cold.
Diamond cutter,
I
baby.
remember going in that house and being cold. And from what I heard, the bill for the AC was through the roof.
Woo!
So,
well, yeah, that's it's a big building to cool down in the hot Florida.
This house was so cold
Autumn.
they were actually putting the scare actors in cold winter clothing.
I remember.
Really, I remember that house. You could see your breath pretty much in that house. And then I remembered multiple houses after that, like when they had
Yeti, Winter's
Yeti,
Wake,
Winter's Wake. The one in particular, Body Collectors, when Shady Brook got frozen over and it was in a snowstorm. I expected that house to be cold, and it was not. They haven't done a cold house since Winter's Night.
Not in that capacity, no.
Not in that capacity. Now, if they did make it a cold house, I would be in love with it. But I'm assuming that after Winter's Night, the logistics were a nightmare with the cold house, and that's why the houses we've seen haven't been really cold.
Well, maybe part of the
'Cause
IP deal is Sony pays for the AC bill and Universal takes care of the rest.
They've had plenty of opportunities to do cold houses. Well, I don't even know if it's the AC bill because Universal runs on their own power grid.
Right.
So they pay a certain amount for their a capped amount for their electricity anyway. So
Well, we'll see. I mean,
It's
they're
gotta
going to
be
have
something else
the actors in the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire outfits, which is big coats and adjacent winter garb.
Yeah, I haven't
might
seen the
be
movie,
cool.
so I can't comment on it. The figure in the merch, the figure looks pretty cool.
Garaka, the big bad.
I guess that's Garaka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the house
Let me ask
announcement
you,
here.
in the movie,
Uh,
is Garaka a very large character?
yes, huge.
Like Stay Puft large?
No, not big. Probably 12 to 16 foot.
Okay, so
Imagine it might be stilt.
okay. All right.
Stilt or
Well,
screen.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I plan on watching that movie very soon. But I want
You be
wanna
sure to
watch it
let
with
me
kids
know
and stuff, so
how it goes.
I did get a chance to watch Abigail recently, and I kind of wish that was going to be a house. That
Me
was
too.
a
Way cool movie. Super nice.
great movie.
Get some more smaller scare actor
great-
representation, of course.
Great horror with great comedic relief, great gore. It was a good movie. I liked it. But this isn't a movie podcast, but I did like it.
Yeah.
So
Maybe for the spinoff. The description here for the house, to close it, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, an ancient artifact has released a chilling new entity, Garaka. Try not to freeze in fear as he freezes people before your eyes. Only the Ghostbusters can stop you from getting iced.
the good thing is I think we will see face characters. I know we did in the original Ghostbusters house.
Yes.
So definitely get to see Paul Rudd and his vanilla face.
Which is weird because we're not getting that for Quiet Place, but we get Paul Rudd here. And there was a post saying that you will travel the streets of New York, you go past Ray's occult shop, you go into the sewers for some reason, and then to the Ghostbusters lab during the house walkthrough.
Okay.
Sorry to cut you right there. What were you saying? And then we'll hit the final two segments.
Oh no. I was just thinking what made us think we aren't getting face characters in A Quiet Place? I can't remember.
The merch.
Oh, yes, the merch.
The nondescript shush mouth.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
All right, Dave, let's close this bad boy up. Episode 22, come to a close. We'll do our socials here, and then we'll just get the fuck out of here. Be sure to follow us at Park Talk Radio across everything. Share, like, engage, and love us. Cost you nothing. 407-490-2220 for voicemails. Nothing again this week, Dave. As well as text messages, parktalkradio@gmail.com if you want to send us an email, or for sponsorship. Hey, we're still open for business, baby. And be sure to give us any sort of questions, comments, reviews, criticisms, park visits, or if you just need some life advice, we're looking for new bits to add to the show. Wall of Shame and Easter egg. Which one do you want first, and which one do you, and then you just start us off.
I'm going to go first on the Easter egg. My Easter egg is Cinderella's castle. Many people would not be able to tell you how many bricks exactly are located within Cinderella's castle, and I can tell you exactly how many bricks there are to the T.
Because you counted.
Because I counted every single one of them, and there are 0. Cinderella's castle is a mixture of fiberglass and plaster. The bricks that you see are not bricks at all, just molds. And yeah, it's all fiberglass and plaster. It's the Disney magic spoiled.
The answer is 0. Wow. That's a good one, Dave. I like that. I didn't know that one either.
Yes, you did.
Nuh-uh. How would I know
Really?
that?
Oh.
Why the fuck would I know that? I don't count them like you do.
Oh. Okay.
Easter egg from me this week. As we know, Maelstrom in the Norway Pavilion was replaced by a Frozen-themed attraction because you just have to when you make that kind of money. With a lot of changes coming to that attraction, they did keep some things. And from Maelstrom, and you'll notice this in Arendelle, in the port of Arendelle during the fireworks scene, you'll notice some puffins watching the scene. These are actually from the replaced Maelstrom ride and exist still in their full, complete form inside the Frozen ride that replaced it.
Wow, I had no idea about that.
Well, I've only ridden
miss
it one
Maelstrom.
time, so how the hell could I know? The line's too damn long.
I think I've ridden it twice.
Double my ride through.
But Maelstrom was much better.
Goddamn right.
But people complain about that being replaced. But how many people actually rode it when it was open? Not very many.
We rode it every time we went to Epcot because it was a short wait and it was a ride.
Yeah. Well, I loved it, but yeah, that's cool. I did not know that. But if you sit there and ask me to recall Maelstrom, I'd be like, I just remember the big trolls.
That pop up at this front and then make it go backwards.
Yeah, that's about all I remember from it. Nice. I'm going to let you go first on the Wall of Shame because I think we might have the same one and I want to make sure I don't steal.
Oh, boy. I don't. Okay. All right. Okay. And you can also give us your Wall of Shame if you see one live in person or online. Just send us a voicemail. So earlier this week, there was a big debacle. Life-changing news. The Nutella breakfast waffles at Sleepy Hollow in Magic Kingdom have been removed and replaced with Mickey waffles that have fruit compote instead. Took the fucking Disney annual pass order page by storm. People are freaking the fuck out that they lost a sugar-filled waffle sandwich and replaced with a different sugar-filled waffle breakfast that you have to eat with a fork. And the picture I took here is a picture of the waffle sandwich, and it's loaded with Nutella, super unhealthy, super sugar, super oily, with some bananas and strawberries and blueberries, and it says the former glorious, fresh, and healthy option. And the top one is a picture of the new availability at Sleepy Hollow, which is a large Mickey-shaped waffle that is full of sugar-laced berry compote and whipped cream and powdered sugar. The new disgusting option with fruit slush. This one has caption. Shut the fuck up! They're both disgusting, they're both unhealthy, and they're both not worth my $15.
Is that what we're bitching about nowadays?
We lost our glorious, fresh, and healthy option with Nutella. I remember Nutella it was like a big deal in the late 2000s, and everyone was like, "Oh, Nutella! Look what I just discovered! Hazelnut spread, full of high sugar and oil." And now it's gone. I'm sure Nutella pulled out. They didn't get a sponsorship. They raised the prices, and now we just have basically sugar fruit. Still not good enough. It's too healthy, they say. Too healthy. I'm sure that's the one you had too, right?
It is not.
Oh, alrighty. Hit us with the final piece tonight.
So, they recently released the images for the new Classic Monsters ride coming to Epic Universe. The seats are very similar to Forbidden Journey seats. It's the same type of ride vehicle. So you're going to get a similar ride seat. Even though the ride...
Right, 4 seats across on a Kuka arm robot inside of an enclosed bench, and you each have an individual lap bar.
So you already have, and this, I'm going to preface this by saying there's no fat shaming involved in this. People are made beautiful in every which way, but people are going on there and complaining, and they're already bashing Universal, saying they're not being fat inclusive. Here's the thing. Universal does not make these attractions. These attractions are sent off to third-party ride construction companies. For example, stuff like Vekoma, Intamin. Different companies make different rides.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones who make the parameters for height, weight, ride vehicle, ride seats, track, everything.
And the safety parameters, right?
Yeah. Universal deals a lot with, the theming and what they want the track to do, if it can be done. But when it comes to safety parameters, that goes to those third-party companies. I'm sorry. If you're too large and can't ride, either try and do something about it yourself or don't throw a fit at Universal. I understand that some people have disabilities that cause them to be overweight. And, I'm sorry for you. I really am. But when it comes to safety, that they can't make every ride inclusive. That's like, you don't see a little person going around complaining because, the ride they can't ride because they're too short. That's the way they were born. They know they're going to have to deal with hard times in their life when it comes to stuff like that. And I hope I'm not being insensitive here.
No. These rides are made with these parameters in place for your safety. And you see this a lot with people who are like, oh, my kid can ride. They're tall enough. Or they said they were tall enough. But no. Why do you feel it's okay to skirt the safety? You really want to take a risk of putting your kid on a ride that is not deemed safe?
It's not about excluding people.
Yeah.
It's not about excluding people, you know? And this isn't just large people. This is people with broader shoulders, people with that are taller,
yes.
Too tall. They want to include as many people as possible in their attractions. And I'm sorry if you're just too large and you can do something about it, do something about it. Make that your goal, Life's about having goals, especially if you want to lose weight. Make that a goal. That you want to ride that attraction. Some people can't because of disabilities, and I'm sorry to hear that, but you can't blame Universal. You cannot get online and bitch at Universal for not being quote unquote fat inclusive because they're not the ones who make those decisions on ride vehicles. Yeah, they picked the style of attraction, but that it's if you can't ride, quit bitching.
The end.
Get up off your ass and do something.
Get up off your feet and listen to the music that's around you.
This reminds me of when Velocicoaster was announced. A lot of people that were larger weren't too happy. They were worried that they might not be able to ride it. And there was one guy, I saw two different guys posting about it. One guy was so worried that he wouldn't be able to ride. He actually got up, moved around, and lost a lot of weight before that attraction opened, even though the ride is more inclusive toward larger people. But then there was another guy that said, I'm going to walk and lose all this weight and do all this to be able to ride, and didn't lose a damn pound, but he got to ride anyway because it's just a lap bar. But,
Right, it is deemed safe for him to ride.
Yeah. But just quit bitching about fat inclusivity. It's there's no body shaming. Everybody's beautiful. If you're a larger person, you're beautiful.
Right. It's for the safety of you, for the safety of the park. They're not in the business to lose money or kill people. They're in the business of creating life-changing, innovative, and the most forward-thinking attractions. And sometimes there's restrictions in place to have that kind of vision.
Yeah.
I assure you there's other attractions that will fit your capabilities, and we encourage you to join that. Now, that said, don't you dare fucking give a single team member, cast member, or worker your fucking tood because they decided you're, because of the ride restraints, it's not safe for you to ride today. Please. Man, good Lord.
And don't get me wrong, I love riding with larger people, especially on Jurassic Park, because the lap bar does barely come down and I fly up out of my seat and it's a blast. So,
Nail can ride that.
Larger people riding attractions, But that's it. That's all I got for you.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, listeners. Please be good to your theme park workers. We're about to hit the real busy section of the year. It's summer already. Memorial Day has happened. 4th of July hits this week. Have a most excellent 4th of July. Be safe with them fireworks. Check us out. Share us. Love us. Don't be poor. Don't be old. Don't be dumb. Keep it beaver free, and we'll see you in the park.